Hey, we got a special guest this morning, everybody. She's wrote, produced, and directed a groundbreaking documentary that introduces us to the iconic beginnings of runway fashion. The documentary, Versailles 73, American Runway Revolution. It chronicles how fierce fashion rose to the forefront and how black runway models broke color barriers to work runways around the country. Please welcome to the show, Miss Deborah Riley Draper.
Welcome.
Hi. Good morning. How are you guys?
Hey, Miss Deborah Riley Draper.
Steve Harvey, how are you?
DRP, doing good, highly blessed, and mostly favored.
Well, you're quite the fashion forward man yourself, so I'm excited to talk to you about a groundbreaking story about African-American women.
Ooh, I'm killing them on that talk show. Okay. Go ahead,
really
Sherry.
Are, Steve. You really
I'm
are.
killing them. Right about me.
Day.
Let's do another documentary.
Right. Harvey fashion.
Well, hi, Deborah. This is Shirley. I'm just so happy that you decided to make this documentary. Again, as Steve mentioned, it's called Versailles 73, American Runway Revolution. Let's let the people know that it's now available on iTunes. Tell us about the documentary and what was your inspiration in doing it?
Well, I was actually obsessed with this story when I found out about it because 40 years ago, this year is the 40th anniversary of this event. 5 American designers went to Paris to take on 5 French designers. And the American designers were Oscar de la Renta, Halston, Bill Bass, Anne Klein, and an African-American designer by the name of Stephen Burrows. Mm-hmm. So they were taking on the big lions of French haute couture. They didn't have the resources, they didn't have the money, but what they did have was 12 African-American models who literally turned the palace upside down with their ability to wear the clothes and bring movement and dance and fierce strutting to the catwalk. And essentially, the Americans rose to prominence in the ready-to-wear category after this event, November 28, 1973, at the Palace of Versailles. So there's some models you probably know by name, like Beth Ann Hardison, Pat Cleveland, and a lot of unknown African-American models who really set the trends and the pace for the level and type of modeling you see today. But their story was relatively unknown, and I wanted to bring that story to life.
And these were models that were before the models that we know today, like the Beverly Johnsons and the Naomi Campbells and the Tyra Banks, people like that. So these models set the trends, and they're the ones that help break the color barriers. That's what the documentary is all about?
Right. They can be likened to the Tuskegee Airmen of the runway because they were early on from the 60s and the 70s. So they were the supermodels' precursor, if you will.
Okay. I love that. And what was your interest in all of this? Were you into fashion at one time? Are you a model, former model? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
No, I'm actually an advertising executive who happens to love fashion.
Okay.
But I was more interested in the story because these models back in the day, they're college graduates. Norma Jean Darden graduated from Sarah Lawrence at the top of her class before she began modeling. They're artists, they're sculptors, they're dancers. So they're not the, stereotypical models you may think of when you look at runways and fashion shows. Today, these were women who had careers that were beautiful, smart, talented, spoke 2 to 3 different languages, and they were cast in this show and made an incredible difference. So I was really awestruck by their presence, by their intellect, by their wit, and by the fact that no one knew who they were. So that's why I wanted to tell the story.
That's one of the reasons I never became a fashion model.
And why is that, Steve, again? Because
just my inability to speak 2, 3 languages. Other than that, hell, I was headed down there.
And Steve, we know you would have rocked the runway at Versailles as well.
Yeah, but they couldn't deal with my profile, my side view.
Crazy. Well, I think it's great.
Because,
Go ahead, Steve.
I was just going to tell her why. Because my nose and lips is like the same distance out there. You don't have the European where your nose is a little longer and your mouth is pushed back. My nose and the tip of my lips is the exact same distance from my face.
Actually, your lips are further out.
No, it's really not if you look at it close.
This is great to know, Deborah. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. I mean, as we wrap up Black History Month, this is great Black history to be aware of.
It's great Black history. It's great American history. And one of the things, to the point that Steve just made, these women, these 12 Black women, represented a variety of looks in 1973. There was not a cookie-cutter look. They ranged in hues. They ranged in features. They ranged in size. And that is what was so extraordinary about them.
Yeah, because Beth Ann was on she was on the darker side. Pat Cleveland was much more fair. So you had a range of colors. I love that. You're absolutely right.
Hey, let's tell everybody where they can pick up a copy of this, folks. If you check it out, you can get it on iTunes. Check out it's
Amazon, Vudu, or they can go to www.versailles73movie.com. This film is available on all of the digital platforms, and they can go to the website and click from there.
Okay.
Hey, give me the website one more time.
Versailles73movie.com.
Versailles, everybody. That's VERSAILLES 73movie.com. That's the website. It's available on iTunes, Amazon, all of the social media outlets, electronic digital downloads, all of that. Go check it out and get a copy, man. It'd be great to share and have in the collection.
I saw it. It's good.
Wow, that's really good. Well, hey, Miss Draper.
Yes.
Show enjoyed you this morning. Thank you for doing this. Really nice. Very informative.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Thanks for being fashion forward yourself.
Absolutely. I shall continue.
Absolutely. Take care, you guys. Have a great day.
All right, you too.
Y'all look for me on the runway in Europe soon.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.